90 sites across our region have been declared at risk by the organisation tasked with protecting the country's historic landmarks.
English Heritage today revealed the sites under threat include churches, burial sites and even a battlefield. They also revealed that 70 sites here have been rescued in the last year. One of those is the Trinity Centre in Bristol, from where Hannah Gamlin now reports.
From 19th century church to 21st century concert venue. The Trinity Centre in Bristol has been restored, but not exactly to its former glory.
We installed a sprung floor and underfloor heating, a partition wall that's given us a lot more flexibility to use the space for things like theatre and dance, and also renovate our surrounding grounds so that we're able to be a much more appealing site, and people are able to recognise us and know what we are, and that we're open for people to come in and use us.
But this former church is one of English Heritage's success stories. It's been removed from their at-risk register after 5 years, and the future of this historic building is now deemed safe.
Well, we've done two things. We've grant-aided repairs to part of the roof of the building, which was in serious problems of decay, and we've also grant-aided a feasibility study, which has allowed the Arts Centre to see where they can run the building best in future in terms of accessing funding and how they can promote a business plan to make the building sustainable for the future. And that's allowed them to access funding from other sources, which has been really important to them.
Bristol's iconic Clifton Observatory has also been removed from the list. English Heritage have successfully rescued 70 buildings across the southwest this year, but they've still got their work cut out. A further 88 buildings have been added to the register, like this one in Bristol city centre. The Church of St Mary Le Port was built by the Saxons, but it was bombed in the Second World War and has since fallen into structural disrepair. The last remaining feature is this tower, which was added in the 15th century. The church will remain on the at-risk register until English Heritage have made the crumbling walls safe. As for its future, there have been many proposals, but the organisation says it's unlikely that the ruin will be in a condition to be open to the public for a few years yet. Hannah Gamlin, ITV News, Bristol.
With old buildings and monuments, even President Obama's been tempted here to cross one off his bucket list, but not all are as well preserved as Stonehenge. Newly added to the Heritage at Risk register are the remains of the bombed-out St Mary Le Port Church in Bristol. The owner, Bristol City Council, is intending to make a survey here, but no one can put a price on repairs yet. English Heritage says it's vital action is taken.
It's part of like a very important and neglected part of Bristol. It'll be like, an immense achievement to get it rescued and also get it interpreted for the Bristolian and the wider people.
English Heritage says the Trinity Centre in Easton shows what can be done. The old church went on the at-risk register in 2009. It attracted grants for repairs, and now it's off the risk list.
All in all, we got well over £800,000 across multiple grant funding streams. I think it would have made it a lot harder to get that money had we not been able to highlight that the building was at risk of disrepair and not being used.
It is quite a transformation. This was the upstairs room 10 years ago. It was a drafty boxing centre. Now it's been refurbished and is used as a performance centre. Musicians looking around today were impressed.
They've kind of kept the church vibe as well as turn it into a venue. That was quite clever, I think.
So a nice place. You're going to...
Yeah, I think we're going to go for it. We'll just have to negotiate the money and we'll go from there.
Some of our buildings, though, have been on the at-risk register since it started in the 90s. Not least Swindon's Mechanics Institute.
We do get sites off the register, and that's one of the ones that we're very keen to try and do something about.
So there is always hope for old buildings, says English Heritage, but they admit it takes more than just a vision and enthusiasm from volunteers, but also hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pounds. Scott Ellis, BBC Points West.